Today, I'm going to cover some of the most searched neighborhoods to come and relocate in Panama. Each one has its own pros, cons, challenges, great things about living in them, and some things that are not so great. So let's cover the four big ones. In this video, Paitilla, Avenida Balboa, Calle Uruguay, Marbella, and Punta Pacifica. Let's get started. The first one and the oldest one is Paitilla. Paitilla is a classic. It's definitely one of the oldest ones. And if I showed you a photo of that area, historic photo, you will see it was all cattle farm. All that area was cattle farm, the whole point, then the beach by the coast, and then the city of Panama, which now is Casco, Viejo. So Paitilla is known for being all waterfront. It's high density. It's a very well-known Jewish community, very walkable. It is a 15-minute neighborhood. You'll find everything. My dentist lives in Paitilla. Shout out to Armando. Paitilla has pockets inside Paitilla, so not all Paitilla is it's the same image in your mind. There's the Union Club and some homes there. Then there's a parquecito, a very well-known parquecito, and then you have the buildings that are all high density towards the point itself. So the experience of Paitilla, depending on where you are, is very different. It has some funky buildings from the 80s, and it has some lovely buildings from the 70s. I somehow like more the buildings from the 70s than the 80s and 90s. And it has some nice projects nowadays. It is also because it's older and it's had different eras of development. This is the place that if you are looking for a larger apartment, but at a really good value price point, look into Paitilla. Paitilla is an interesting place. I know friends that did that and bought into some of the older buildings, and they love it because they found so many meters, like 300 meters in feet. It's like 3,000 square feet or something like that. Great balcony. So you can still look and find in the older buildings. And Paitilla is known for being walkable. You have everything. You have from the little like neighborhood mall where you find Organica, you find Fruteria Mimi. Everybody loves Mimi, foodie. Although Organica is more towards Punta Pacifica, just that it's very close by. That's the other thing about Paitilla. Paitilla is kind of like in the middle of different neighborhoods. So you can walk to Avenida Balboa and Calle Uruguay. You can walk to Punta Pacifica. It's an easy walk. You almost feel you're in the same place. It's just that it's different pockets. So Paitilla has also that characteristic where you can walk to Avenida Balboa, cross to the mall. I mean, you can cross to the mall. That crossing to the mall. Man, I did it the other day. That mall, by the way, more historic too. Used to be a school. That was my school. I should find a photo of that school. I mean, it was incredible, the transformation. I still don't know how we used to cross Avenida Balboa and not get killed. Maybe there was less cars. Maybe we were just crazier. Oh my God, Avenida Balboa. So Paitilla has been there as a classic for everybody who has been looking for that water view and that neighborhood feel that is walkable in a city that has struggled with walkability. So there you go. That is Paitilla. Pros and cons. You have everything around. It is chaotic, but you have everything around. You have parks. You have a neighborhood feel, but also it's very high density. And yes, you do need the car, but frankly, you can walk everything. So if you go on a Saturday or a Sunday and you want to get everything done, you can do it in one walk, perhaps too. So I love that about Paitilla. Older apartments obviously have its own challenges, but I also love older apartments. So for me, that's not necessarily a con. The mall is great to have nearby. And once you reach Avenida Balboa, you have between Novi, Arrocha, Melo, you have all your needs covered right there. So it's very, very easy to live there. Speaking of the neighborhoods that are near Paitilla, from Paitilla you can walk, just cross the bridge and you're in Balboa Avenue. In 2 seconds, you're there. So once you're in Balboa Avenue, you can just walk and experience Balboa Avenue. Which Balboa Avenue on its own, depending on the hour, the day, and the traffic, might be fine or might be chaotic. So example, Balboa Avenue weekends get closed and a big ciclovia gets created. So there you're like, oh wow, it's amazing. You know, you have the park, you have Cinta Costera, and you really enjoy that relationship with the city. The rest of the days, traffic is normal. And 5 p.m., I was there at 5 p.m. the other day, and my God, I was reminded what that was. But Avenida Balboa also has wonderful things. You're so close to Calle Uruguay and all the restaurants. Even buildings like the U will have amazing restaurants like Azar, Kiki, and you have all these amenities. And you can walk to Bella Vista, for example. So in that sense, it's very connected to other parts of the city. If you are sportsy and like outdoor running, most likely you are going to be in that Balboa Avenue, and you need to be in the city, you're going to be in that Balboa Avenue because how convenient it is. Now, obviously, it's traffic. It's not pleasant to walk Balboa Avenue, no matter how much I can say you can do it. It is just not pleasant. So what normally gets defined as the Balboa Avenue walkability, it's really people going into Calle Uruguay, just behind it. It's so interconnected, and the Marbella area. You know, speaking about neighborhoods, a little bit of what we were talking in our video just before, how neighborhoods get labeled, but also how they interconnect. So you have a little bit of that. I would not label Avenida Balboa a 15-minute neighborhood. You have the River Smith very nearby because it's right next to you in Bella Vista. And you have some shops, and now with the malls that are being created nearby, you can pretty much get some of the services done. But it's not a neighborhood the way Paitilla is, or the way other places are or growing to be. So let's talk about our next neighborhood. And by the way, at the end, I'm going to give you values for everything. So stay tuned. Our next neighborhood is, and I'm going to leave Calle Uruguay for the last part. Our next neighborhood is Punta Pacifica. Punta Pacifica has grown into a 15-minute neighborhood. Chaotic. You would not say it's walkable because the relationship with the car is like, But I was there on a Sunday and people were out and about and walking and living it. And I was like, wow, you can actually get everything done. You can go to the mall. And again, Organica is in this part of town, so that would be where one of the places I shop. And you do have a mall, a hospital, services, everything. 15-minute walking if you wish to. No, the experience of walking is different. Getting there, but not there. But this is the neighborhood that has all the hospitals, for example. It's incredible because if that's important to you and you need to be nearby, you can have everything you need and the hospitals like right there, walking distance, and great international hospitals. And a note about the hospitals start, let's say the hospital area starts in Punta Paitilla. So there's the classic Paitilla hospital, but the newer hospitals are more in Punta Pacifica, so the John Hopkins and all of that. And the great thing about these hospitals being there in that street between Paitilla and Punta Pacifica is that truly, you can get to them by car and Uber anywhere from Casco, Viejo, Avenida Balboa. If you are living in that, globe, 15 minutes in an Uber. If there's traffic, 30 minutes. So those hospitals, it's important because also if you're thinking about relocating to Panama City and the hospitals are important to you, it's not critical to live one place or the other in order to get to the hospital. You have that advantage of closeness, even from Casco Viejo being on the other side of the bay. 15 minutes in an Uber, 30 minutes in an Uber, the most, even with traffic. I would say having the hospitals nearby is an asset for the whole city. Calle Uruguay. Somebody was asking about Calle Uruguay. So I went and revisited because I love the intervention of the sidewalks and parks that were done 2 administrations ago on that area. And that it was a very controversial transformation because so many businesses were impacted. But having known Calle Uruguay before as a party place and how value wasn't there and the livability wasn't there, it was a bad reputation as a party town. It wasn't a place to live. And then knowing what happened with the sidewalks, seeing the result, and slowly people coming back to that area, rediscovering it now as a place to live. I went there and I saw people so happy, walking with their dogs, using this one little like pocket park that somebody created, and it's like, great! It just feels nice. So Calle Uruguay, which also kind of gets labeled as Marbella in other places. If you walk like one street over, it's like Marbella. It's just rediscovering itself, and you'll see a little bit of that rediscovery in the prices because it's true walkability, and it's really starting to create another 15-minute neighborhood. I'm excited about it because the more of these neighborhoods get into that 15-minute walkability, the better Panama City is. It's just the way it works as communities, because then communities start sprouting and interconnecting. Now, let's see numbers. I know you were here because of the numbers. My bateria here. Punta Pacifica. So, Punta Pacifica, we saw prices, and again, trying to clean the data and the whole thing, but I think I got it right. Punta Pacifica, your bottom price per meter was 2,471 per meter. But the top scenario in Punta Pacifica is already over 5,000 per meter. So the top price goes to the Pacific Point. That's the building where I saw the highest per meter being paid. Now, Avenida Balboa. Avenida Balboa also had kind of a spread. And the thing with Punta Pacifica has a lot of water views. It is a point that it is in the water. Avenida Balboa is mostly water views, but there are buildings where you're looking towards Calle Uruguay. So those definitely don't get the prime. And well, of course, the water views get the prime. So the prices were 2,284 per meter, all the way to a bit over 3,000 per meter. In both neighborhoods, prices for rent per meter were anywhere between, and this is unfurnished by the way, $12 per meter to $14 per meter. Furnished a little bit more. But I thought it was interesting that both neighborhoods were basically the same range for rentals. Now, who commands the market in Avenida Balboa? It's the U. The U for sure, and the second contestant is Yacht Club Tower, but the U was definitely off the charts. It's the one that commands the market in Avenida Balboa. Paitilla, our oldest neighborhood, you can find property there from 1,683 per meter to 2,846 per meter. I'm sure somebody there is at 3,000 per meter, but really, you're going to be, it's the lowest from all of them. And I wonder if that particular low is one of those older buildings I love. So now I'm curious. Follow-up video. Me going to Paitilla, finding the one apartment. And the prices for rent also $9 to $11. Yeah? Interesting, Paitilla. The top of the market was commanded by Aquapoint, so go check it out. Now, Calle Uruguay. Calle Uruguay I didn't find that many residential apartments because, again, it was a very commercial area. So it's known for having all these boxes that were discos that at some point even burned down. I mean, all that kind of stories. But I did find a couple of properties that were in proper Calle Uruguay, where the sidewalks are. So where people want to live right now. Prices starting at 2,500 per meter, so already a high basis, all the way to 4,300 per meter. That gives you a sense also for being in that environment, walkable, near everything, where prices are going in terms of investment. So you had 3 tiers there. You had the 2,500, the 3,000, and you had the 4,300. And right now, the hot ticket on that market is uptown residences. So there you go. You have now 4 different neighborhoods, but very interconnected. Literally, you can walk from one to the other, different lifestyles, different communities. So my question is, when you are looking for a community, when you are looking for a place to live, what do you look for? Is it the building? Is it the apartment? Is it the surrounding? Is it the who you're going to meet? How you're going to connect with it? How you're going to live it? Tell me more. And if you liked this video, tell a friend and subscribe.